I've been trading for just about 5 years. Of those 5 years, 3 of them have not been profitable. Now, you may be wondering how I was able to make over $500,000 if 3 of those years were unprofitable. Let me explain. To properly explain, we need to go all the way back. Okay, so come with me. In high school, I got a job around 14, 15 years old, working as an assistant physical therapist. While I was there, I met one of my friends who was into buying and reselling Jordans. Now, remember that this is going to be integral to the story, because consider this the prologue. So at a young age, I was buying and selling sneakers on eBay. These range from Jordans to Adidas, retros. Like, I was bidding for a low price, selling at an even higher price. So already my mind was focused on trading without me even knowing. Fast forward, it is May 2018, the year I graduated. Now, I didn't necessarily have any plan. My plan was to open a clothing store, open a shoe store, and continue buying and selling shoes. That's what I wanted to do. But in order to do that, you need money. So what did I do? Oh man, I began to work at call centers and just doing odd jobs, doing door-to-door sales. And at one point, I was even selling windshields to people who already had windshields. You can imagine that that went pretty well. As time progressed, I decided, hey, this might not necessarily be for me, because clocking into a call center, yes, the first 2 weeks were glorious. All I had to do was sit in a chair on a Mac and rake in some profits. That's it. After about week 3, week 4, I was already tired of it and decided to enlist in the military. Now, before then, I want you to know that me and my friend, this is another friend from a different high school, we were trading stocks. We were actually trading Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin in 2018, not thinking anything of it. This was the first advent of crypto to my knowledge on Robinhood. I also dabbled and dabbled in cannabis stocks, and that's just what I was doing. Now, after I enlisted in the military, I I absolutely did give up on the dream of opening a shoe store and anything trading related. I sold all positions, and that was that. So I thought. Going through basic training is basic training. You meet some friends, you make some friends, met them in tech school, and that continued on to my first operational base. I say this because it's very important, because one of the individuals that I met from tech school was actually someone who was the person who introduced me into trading, specifically currency. At the time, I had no clue what Forex was. I had no clue what day trading necessarily was. Like, I knew that there was day trading, but you needed 25,000 in capital, the PDT rules. But I never knew that you could trade currency. I didn't know you could trade gold. I didn't know you could trade crypto. I had no idea about these things until he brought it to my attention. Shout out to him. You know who you are. A couple weeks go by, and I decide to go into Forex trading myself. And the only reason I decided to go in was because there were people on base who were actually teaching and showing how to trade, like showing the basics, how to use TradingView, how to draw trend lines, how to draw support and resistance, how to draw Fibonacci. They were teaching that on base. It's not like I learned from the internet. I didn't learn from YouTube. I will go in person to parties, because that's where they would congregate, and they would teach me what they know. And that was a huge game changer for me. It took me from not knowing anything about trading to now knowing the basics of trading and being able to base my entries, base my positions, base my bias off of something that's not just, it feels good, it looks good, because we all know how that turns out. Yeah, blown accounts. I've been there. I didn't think we would go too far. You know, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, flipping $20 to $700 in like a couple hours. I've done that. Flipping $5 into $1,000. I've done that. These were the small things that I was seeing. It was able to pay my car note. I had my Mustang, which was my dream car from Need for Speed. If you've never seen Need for Speed, you are missing out. Please go watch that movie. And that was my life. I had the shoes. I've always been a sneakerhead. I've had so many shoes. Remember, I was buying and selling shoes. So that, of course, continued on with me. I just love sneakers. So that was really my main priority, was buying sneakers, paying off my car. Who gives a shit? I was reigning supreme on Call of Duty, ranked 9th in the world at the time. So I just didn't care. We're doing good. But then, bright idea happens. I'm making a lot of money now. I went from basic airman pay, airman first class pay, which is this. I don't know what it is nowadays. Who gives a shit? I went from that to making approximately, I don't know, it's like 60 grand in a couple months. Okay, so we're already a couple months in deep, and I'm making a shit ton of money. Okay, remember, my age is 19 because we graduated high school and went directly into the military. I didn't want to waste no time. Didn't want to be one of those 40-year-old airmen. It just didn't sound right to me. I'm making a lot of money, right? And when you make a lot of money at a young age, you make very dumb decisions. Okay, no one's immune to it, unless, of course, you're just different. Okay, I put myself in a very precarious situation after learning a lot about trading. I had a friend end up sending me a course from a very renowned trader who has made excess of 7 figures. And he was, at the time, I believe, Buddy was like 28 to 30, maybe a little bit older than that. And I learned how to master Fibonacci's and drawing key levels of support and resistance. That was a game changer. I went from making $100 a day to $1,000 a day. That's a big difference. So, of course, being the kid that I am, I decided to start moving on a plan to get out of the military. Now, this is important because they sent me, okay? If you didn't know, I'm from Florida. Okay, I am from the Sunshine State of Florida. I have never seen snow in my life. Guess where they sent me? Let's do a little trivia here. Where did they send me? We have A, Florida, B, Georgia, C, Las Vegas, D, North Dakota. I'll give you some time. What do you think they sent me? If you guess D for North Dakota, you would be absolutely right. You win nothing. I'm sorry. I don't have anything to give you. Yeah, that was a crushing blow to my spirit, considering my recruiter told me I was going to be stationed in Florida, and I was not stationed in Florida. I was stationed in North Dakota. Driving my Mustang. Yes, I had a Mustang. We already went over this. Up to North Dakota was a blast. But when I arrived in North Dakota, shit hit the fan, okay? It was already red flags. It's cold. It's desolate. And from day one, I didn't even have a dorm. They didn't have a dorm for me. They just was like, hey, fuck, we just didn't plan for you coming. I'm like, what do you mean? And yeah. So I had to pay for a hotel room for about a week, and eventually got reimbursed for that. So don't worry about that. I'm not bashing the military at all. As a 19-year-old who joined the military for, a better opportunity to leave the area which I was in, just wasn't the best area. The friend group that I had was shit. I got myself into a seemingly somewhat better situation. Before I was eating shit cereal. Now I went from eating shit cereal to like shit entree, like So just a little bit better, or a shit sandwich, who knows, or shit sticks, who knows. That drove my decisions. So I decided to file as a conscientious objector. And this is important because I had a security clearance. My job was 100% critical, mission critical, and it needed to be manned. So there's no way I could be a conscientious objector if I'm in that job, which me and my flight chief were working on. Shout out to her. She was amazing. And shout out to all of the leadership that assisted me during this time. This goes all the way to the commander on down, because I had a lot of people help me. Honestly, I had a lot of people help me. But while I was going through that, I made one of the dumbest decisions of my life, and I began to start smoking weed again. I know, shitbag airman. Sure, you can call me that. I like to take the perspective that I'm human, and what would you do? You're 19. Previously, you had locks. Okay, I've always had locks. I cut them to join the military, and I was strongly against joining the military. I smoked weed a lot, and that was just what I did. I played games, I smoked. So eventually, it came right back around when I'm making a lot of money. We're talking about 10K months, 15K months. It was a light thing for me. And it wasn't the issue of smoking that ended up getting me hemmed up. It was the people I associated with while I was doing so, which led me to make rash decisions and eventually ended up being drug tested. Boop. Problem. And the best thing that my commander did for me was go ahead and make the decision for me. Hey, look, the best thing that we can do for you is to just give you a general separation. And that is what I got. So to all the people that were a part of my class or a part of my, I'm trying not to say what I'm trying to say without saying it, a part of my group that we went through with, I didn't get kicked out, okay? It was voluntary separation, which I was looking for that the entire time. And it can be an honorable discharge if I want it to be. The person I got out with, he got an honorable discharge by upgrading it. I can do the same thing. I just choose not to, so I can give full transparency to show you guys that everything that I have is built by me, is built by trading. And all praise to the Most High for everything that I do receive. Remember that this wasn't planned. It just happened. And yeah, I had to kind of go full in at that point. My pay went from whatever it was to about a third of it because I dropped from A1C all the way down to airman, just basic airman. So about the money I was making in basic training was what I was making in operational, just pennies. So major pay reduction, sorta, and the uncertainty of hours. I was working 18-hour days, sometimes 15 hours, but average just around 10 to 12 hours each day for about 5 days a week, which did hinder my trading just a little bit, but not too much. And then separation day came. Glorious. I finally got what I wanted. Right? No, I made even more dumb decisions. Ended up being with a woman who, we're not going to go into that. But I did some dumb decisions and got an apartment in North Dakota. Essentially is what happened. And while I was there, oh man, it was the most freedom I ever felt. I think the first month there, I turned $400 into it's about $15,000 to $17,000 in 1 month. Biggest month yet. So I'm on top of the world, okay? I'm chilling. Like I'm so chilling to the point to where I almost bought a duplicate Mustang just because of the engine was bigger. Is that not stupid? Tell me, is that not stupid? I almost did it. I was this close to making the withdrawal to buy another Mustang when I already had a Mustang. It's a Boss 302. Okay, so as you can see, we're already racking up a lot of money here. We got some Bitcoin. We got some, I think I got Ethereum at that time. I'm pretty sure I had XRP, but we had some crypto. Took a trip to Arizona. And while I was there, I met some undesirables. We're not gonna go over that. I already made a video on how I survived I Am Academy. You can watch that. It's a couple, I think it was about a year ago I made that video, so I'm not redoing it. It is what it is. I'm redoing this video though. After going there, losing about everything I had, because I spent a lot of money on Airbnbs and food for not just me, but other people, and being just a gracious individual, back to square one. My mom's house. Now, while I was there, of course, this was a very polarizing subject for my family. They didn't believe not one bit that it was possible. They didn't believe that trading was real. They didn't believe that I could succeed without having a job, because it's just not possible. So it's safe to say that I was on my own here. It was, hey, you burned the boat, so look, now it's time to swim your way across. So I did so. I stayed at one of my friend's homes, slept on his floor, because it's a better environment, meaning there's not that pressure of Marine style parents being over you, telling you exactly what to do, when to do it. And while I was there, I was still making a little money, you know, $1,000 here, $1,000 there, license suspended, can't drive, car stuck in Arizona. Whoo, what a dilemma, right? And that was up until we turned $200 to $4,000 in about a week and a half. Okay, so first we did the 200 to 2,200, which ended up happening like that in the car wash. Actually, also turned $60 to $1,000, and it was just a crazy time. So yes, I took that trip to Arizona, and I went and got my car, license suspended. I had a friend with me. I've built the habit of moving different. You know how there's that quote of act as you are before you are? I embodied that. Okay, even with $5,000 in my bank account, you know what I was doing? Oh man, we were riding Suburbans. Okay, chauffeurs, eating out, steaks. That's what we were doing. Okay, big balling. Not big balling, because, you know, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that what I was doing was very novice, rookie moves. But to my 19-year-old self, 20-year-old self, I was balling. Okay, so mind you, this is still year one. We've already made 6 figures. Year one. Transitioning into year two, we went big. Okay, we went absolutely big. Okay, I'm talking within a year we pulled back 400 to 500,000, might even say 600,000. And I say that because I had no accounting. Okay, my accounting is the receipts, because I spent all that shit. I know, stupid. This ranged from luxury apartments, trips, shoes. Oh man, shoes. I spent about 20 grand on shoes. Clothes that I don't even wear now. And just a bunch of eating out. So, you know, going down to the local restaurant that was a steakhouse, ordering lamb chops, which I only eat lamb once a year now, and I absolutely despise it. It's for the Passover. And yeah, eating lamb chops 3 times a day, and getting a bottle of wine, and tipping the waiters and waitresses $100 bills. That was me. Yes, going down, getting avocado toast with what is it, chicken and waffles, and a full bottle of Prosecco for about $50-$60 every day, or every other day, and tipping the waiter and waitress just about $100. Even giving homeless people $100 bills, and feeding the homeless and everything like that. So my heart was in a good place. My mind was not in the best of places because I stopped trading live accounts. I had the great idea of, let's go fund it. Even though I have the money, let's go fund it. Which I am adamantly against funded accounts now because of that. I spent maybe my last 10, 20 grand on funded accounts, and they did not work out in my favor. Here's why. I am an unconventional trader. At that time, risk did not exist. Oh no, my bad. Risk management did not exist. Risk absolutely exists. I was risking about 70% of the account on a good day. A couple mishaps happened with FTMO challenges, my Forex funded challenges, and my last savings of just about 35 grand went out the window. The funny thing about trading is you need money to make money. Little old me decided to give up everything. I stopped trying 100%. And really it's all because of this passage that's in Matthew. I'll put it up here. It's about the young rich ruler. I wanted to take up that challenge. I wanted something different. I took that challenge personally, okay? Of course, I ended up making the money to pay my rent and to pay off my car. But I looked at things and said, why not try it? Because when I read that passage, I took it personally. Because I didn't want to give it up. I didn't want to give up my apartment. I loved my apartment. It was my dream apartment. I didn't want to give up my car. It was my dream car. I didn't want to give up my life. So it vexed me. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. How bad could it be? I could do it. I could get everything back in 3 months. Oh, little did I know. We're on 3 years now. So that's where I am currently. And if you want to stay updated with everything, I post videos. I post videos on everything that I am doing currently. Right now, we do have an account with just about 2 grand in it. We ended up having a really shit quarter, so bear with me. We're rebuilding. And I'm still taking up this challenge, okay? Still taking up this challenge. Because I know it is possible. 100% know it's possible. Too many passages explain that it is possible. And I decided, why not document the entire thing? So every trade that I win will be documented. Whether it be in this format, or it be vlogs, or it just be me sitting down at the charts explaining to you what just happened. That's my promise. That's what we're doing on this channel. And I never formally introduced myself on this channel. I just started re-uploading because I already had videos on my main channel, which is God Made Dan. If you haven't checked that out, hey, if you love gaming videos, this is the place. I love gaming. If you love gaming, you want to see more of me, that's the best place to be. I'm there like every day. I love horror games and shit. So okay, shameless plug. But back to the introduction. I go by GMD Trades. You can just call me Dan, or you can call me GMD, whichever one you want to call me. Don't call me Trades. I'm serious. Don't call me Trades. I was formerly known as Hefe. That was my alter ego. But my name is GMD because that is short for God Made Dan. And the reason behind that is obvious, because everything that you will see, God made it. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. You get what I'm saying? If you want to see more of this, you want to see more of my journey, and you want to see me either achieve it, or for my haters in the back, not achieve it. I mean, only way I not achieve it is death. Because I'm not quitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Let's lock in. But if you want to be a part of this journey, sub up. Like, comment, share. That's how these videos grow. That's how our community grows. And I kind of do have a Discord. I don't promote it as much as I probably should. I don't use any of my other social medias. And it's free. Completely free. Like, I've opened the VIP, you receive signals for free, and that's up until I become profitable. So understand that it's going to be like that for a limited time. But for the people who do join, like the first however many, up until I become profitable, you'll receive free lifetime. I'll keep that promise to you, because that's what I said. I said that, what is it, about a month ago? About a month ago. I said it about a month ago, and I made that public. So if that's you, I'd take me up on the offer. I've made a substantial amount of money from trading, and I have not lost all of it. Not from trading. We haven't even made a dent in the amount of profits that I've made from trading. And that's including the lost funded accounts. Yes, I'm including that. That's really all that I have to say. And I do appreciate you for stopping by and watching this entire video. If you're still here. Okay, you can leave now. You can leave now. But don't leave without subbing up. If you're still here, don't leave without subbing up. Check out my other videos. Yeah, right here. Check them out. Check them out. You're still here, aren't you? Okay, I'll end it for you.